Welcome back to Supercoach. It's obviously a little late as round one's already started, but this is my final team reveal, and I guess I'll put a disclaimer in. There may be some changes, but that's no one's problem except for mine. I don't think there will be though, as unless it's some breaking news or something coming out across the round, I'm pretty confident this is going to be it. I'm a bit nervous about it. I like the team, don't get me wrong, but everyone's nervous at the moment. If you read comments anywhere or Discord or just anywhere at all, like everyone's nervous. And that's fine. We're all in the same boat, so safety in numbers. Supercoach is funny, isn't it? It's a bit of a collective anxiety, especially this time of the year, but yeah, we keep coming back. Now, I'm going to try and do this as quick as possible because there aren't a hell of a lot of changes since my last team that I posted, but yeah, there are some. And a couple of them I wasn't too keen on, but after researching them more, it's kind of hard to ignore that they may be good picks. I can't say that they're going to be, but yeah, I think they will be. So the biggest thing I've tried to do is hold my nerve here with the early preseason picks that I was keen on. I'm really trying to back them in. So I'll start from the back, and this one has changed. So I originally had Wangani Miller in this spot, and like most people, I've swapped to Sinclair. Why has he gone into flex? So Sinclair is... I can't see him getting the attention that Nas is going to get. I mean, this has been covered to death. I don't really need to talk about it, but yeah, in my own opinion, Nas looks like he wants to be fed the ball. He's not really hunting it. So that right there, that put me off, because the Saints, they don't look like they did last year. They're not trying to give him the ball every opportunity. They're actually sharing the ball around and playing like a regular team again. Next up, and he's been in there for the entire preseason, hasn't moved. Connor Rosie, again, he's been done to death. I'm not going to talk about him. Just lock him in. D3 is the spot that's given me the most trouble, and it would be McKercher if it wasn't for the fact that he was training with the mids again. He's not named at halfback in the team sheet, and I know that doesn't really matter. If I had to guess, I'd say he is going to play halfback, and it's O'Sullivan's going to play in the middle, but you just can't trust Clarko, and Caleb Daniel's still in the team, so that right there shows that Clarko's unpredictable. He can do anything, because nothing against Daniel, but he really shouldn't be in that team. So unless we see some kind of confirmation that McKercher is going to play halfback, I don't think I have the balls to take that risk. I also looked at Archie Roberts. I'm just not sold how he's going to go in the real thing. His scoring looks good last year for a guy that's so young. And this goes for Banks as well. I checked him out too. I don't have that confidence. They don't have that North ball role that McKercher would have that's proven. If I was going to go anywhere, it's going to be up. So what I came down to in the end really was I wanted someone that wasn't having the early buy. And in the end, it was between Clark and Laird. And I think Laird is slightly underpriced. He did 110 on the way home, like after the buy last year. Clark, he's not dealing with Luke Ryan at the moment. Looks like he's out of favour. So he should be the only distributor back there. And then Laird's got that bad buy. I think it's round 12 that the Crom have. I could be wrong. I'm bad with remembering the buys, but anyway, I looked at it, and in the end, I think it's got to be Clark for now. And it's also easier to go down from him. But yeah, it's purely, in the end, between those two. I probably like Laird more, but yeah, it's just purely the buy thing. So then D5, I think everyone's got the same pretty much from here. We got Sarong, looked really good in that first game. He's playing up higher than we expected, and it's a great sign that he's still in the team and can function with Rampy in the team. So clearly there's a spot for him. Lockie Jakes, or Jarks, or however you say it. I think it's Jakes from the Bulldogs. He's in. He's also scored well in round 0. Looks to have pretty good job security. Josh Lindsay, this is cookie cutter from here, I think. And then Selwood, because he's already got that 70 or whatever it is baked in. So Uh, yeah, I guess I'll get to it later. I want to talk about the Bulldogs backline. But yeah, I will get to that when I get to the forward line, I think. So I think you know where I'm going to go there, what I'm going to talk about. So now to the midfield, and this hasn't changed a hell of a lot. It's pretty much one in, one out. So I've stuck with Bont. Wanted to talk about him when it happened, but you know, the fact that he was sent forward there for a while, I don't know why people are freaking out. This has happened many times before. And even if he does go forward, you know, it's not the end of the world. He's still going to score decently. He's hard to stop no matter where he is. I think the fact that it was in round 0, that's what's freaked people out, but it really shouldn't. It doesn't matter. If you have a look at his CVAs last year, he went under 60% like 5 times, which is what he did in round 0, and it's no problem. He'll make it up in another game, I'm sure. Like, what did he get? Does it say on here already what he got for... So I got a 113. He'll probably go 150 on the weekend, and then he's right back up to where he started. So, you know, I think people are overreacting there. I know it is tempting to move him out to free up some cash and go to Richards or whatever, which I fully support. I don't think it's a bad idea at all, but I just don't want to be dealing with having to chase Bont halfway through a season or whatever. And you never know when he's going to go absolutely crazy. So I'm just going to back him in and enjoy the ride. I think the team's fine elsewhere without him. If I felt that I was thin in any line, then Bont may be gone, but I'm pretty happy with what I've got. So, you know, Grill looks reliable, so the backline looks fine. I think if anything, that was what I was worried about, was playing the 3 rookies back there. But yeah, I think it's all right for now. Probably come Monday I'll be stressing hard, but you know, that's the game. Next up is Butters. Another one, just lock him in. Easy run to start with, all that. He's been talked to death. It is a little bit cookie cutter, isn't it? But that's fine. I don't think you should go too far outside the box because, you know, high risk, high reward kind of stuff. You can really destroy your season quick by doing that. And then this guy, been really hot on him all pre-season, but he only came into my team, you know, not too long ago. It's Nick Dacos. So again, everyone's talked about him. Most people have Butters and Dacos, it looks like. Yeah, 61 and 66% owned. So yeah, it's Bont that's definitely the less popular out of those 3. They seem to be like the big 3 though. And then M4, I've gone with Heaney. I've stuck to my guns there. Just looking at his numbers, what he did post-buy, and what he does with Goulden in the team versus without him, I've got to back that in. I do all those research type videos in the pre-season. There's no point me doing them if I'm not going to back in what I find. So Heaney with that 89 against Carlton, whatever. I expected more, but it's fine. It's one round. Again, just because it's round 0, it doesn't mean shit. Same as the Bont thing. So yep, Heaney's in. Going with Parrish at M5. Now, he's probably the player that I've got the most doubts on because he doesn't really have an outside game, but I think he'll do all right for his price. Like he's good on the inside. I think he'll do enough. Even if he gives me like 6-7 games, whatever, I think he'll score enough that he'll make money and be a good stepping stone up to something better. I think it's important to have that stepping stone in the midfield as well that you plan to kind of get rid of early, given that there are players like who was it in the first round that they scored? Oh, McCluggage, like he scored real low, so they're going to be real cheap after about 6 weeks, and I think you can pounce on them then. But it's going to, because of the price, like he's still, even though he's going to come down a lot, McCluggage is still going to be pretty expensive. I don't think you can do it with rookies at that point. They won't have grown enough, so you really do need those stepping stones. So, you know, going full guns and rooks only, I don't think it's helpful. I think you still need a couple that you got to back in. And so another one that I'm backing in as that mid-pricer type is Tanner Bruin. And I know that I said earlier on that I suspected he may be a trap. But just seeing him do it against Gold Coast, like the roll is good, and also Geelong were just smacked off the park. Like they looked absolutely shit. They look like a bottom four team. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And yet, Bruin still looked really good, and he still functioned in the role. So, you know, if Geelong start winning again, and they will, we know they always do, I think it's only going to help him. So, I'm happy to back him in. I had a look into his scoring history and stuff. He's definitely got a ceiling and stuff. Like, he can score well. He just needs to be in a good role, and this time he is. And I think he's gonna be fired up. I think he's got like a bit of a point to prove because he unfairly missed last season and stuff. So yeah, I'm rooting for the guy for sure. I think everyone should be. Next up is Sharp, and I've had him all pre-season. I did take him out of my team a couple of times over the last couple of days, but not for long, you know, just experimenting with stuff. Just because he's that more elevated rookie price, trying to free up some cash for the forward line. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think he's got really good job security. So if you look at the team sheets for Essendon, I'm not going to do it now, but I had a look before. There's not really any midfielders that are bashing down the door to take his spot. So, you know, check the emergencies. I think they're mostly forwards and stuff. So yeah, I think he's going to be all right in there. And then on the bench, this one was, I thought he looked all right last week, and, you know, considering they lost, but yeah, Jack Carroll, I don't think Ross would train a guy on the halfback flank in the A team the entire preseason only to ditch him after one game. So yeah, Stocker is there and he may come in eventually, but I think Carroll will be okay. Ross obviously likes something about him if he was starting him there in the first place. There's plenty of other players that he could play there. Really, I think he could even get away with putting like Nass and Sinclair on the halfback together. But yeah, obviously it's Carroll for now, so I'll back him in. He scored pretty well in round 0. He's not really a rookie either, so yeah, he'll do for now. And if he does shit the bed, it's going to be pretty easy to go down to, what's his name from West Coast, the new guy? Is it Murdoch or something? So yeah, I don't have him. But yeah, being basement price for Murdoch, it's easy to go down. So I've got Blamires next, and I believe that is how you say it, from the man himself, apparently. Some are saying Blamires. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I say Blamires. I think he'll do all right. Like, I just got a feeling about him. There's nothing, like, he's got good numbers outside the AFL, obviously, but just gut feel with him. I think he'll do all right. It's not like North have got like tons and tons of elite players to choose from, so should get plenty of opportunity. And then Watkins. So he looked good in the practice game. He's Butter's best mate, so I can kind of see why Carr is playing him. I was going to back in Brody. I think if you're going to back in Brody, you might as well back in Watkins. Again, if he's no good, he can go as a straight up trade for Murdoch. So the thing that puts me off Murdoch is, I don't know if I read this correctly, but I think he's only like 171 centimeters or something. That's really small. It's like not much bigger than Caleb Daniel, is it? So, you know, for a midfielder, that's a bit of a worry. I hope I'm wrong and I read it wrong. It's just misinformation or something, but yeah, we'll see how he goes. Like, who knows? It might even be Murdoch. I might get rid of Watkins before Sunday or whatever. So yeah, we'll see. Now the ruck line. This is where I'm going to differ from a lot of teams. So as I said before, the team is quite cookie cutter. They're mostly popular picks, but I haven't seen many teams running with this at the moment. And I'm going big. I'm going Gawn and Cherry, and I've had them in there since the start. I'm hoping they're just set and forget. I don't want to be messing around with the ruck line again. Happens to me every year. I think they'll be fine. If you think that the rucks are scoring low and stuff, have a look at Pitnet. He's managed to ton up twice in a row. I know the first game he got the 3 goals, so people pointed to that. But he's tonned up again last night against Nank. So I think the rucks are doing all right. I wouldn't be too worried. I would not be surprised if these two come out and just dominate and get big scores. Gawn's up against TDK by himself, which they've never been up against each other before. So I think Gawn should score well. And then Cherry's got the dream run to start. So I'm just going to go there. And again, it's like with the Bont. If I was worried about the rest of the field, then maybe I'd split them, take one of them down to like a McAndrew or, someone cheaper, even in English, just to get some extra money. But no, I'm happy with the rest of the field, so I don't see the point. And then R3. This is another unpopular one. I haven't seen too many people doing this. He's 12% owned, but I'm going with White running that loophole. I can't stomach not having a loophole and having to just go a straight up captain for this round. Just to start the season, if it went wrong in that fashion, I would really not enjoy it. The other thing is, there's the two ruckmen that you can pick. There's Edwards from Geelong and there's ZZ Top from Brisbane. Neither of them have good job security, in my opinion. So if it was like a good, cheap rookie ruck that had the good job security, then I'd be picking them, and I'd go for the extra money. But I don't think you're going to get very many price rises. We know that Chris Scott, when he's under pressure, he'll revert back to a Stanley or a Blitzarves or even SDK. Edwards is pretty injury prone too, from what I hear. I haven't researched him too much, but yeah, I don't like his job security. And ZZ Top, like, he might be in at the moment. You've got Gardner coming back next week. He probably survives that one because he, at the moment, if you look at the Brisbane team sheet, he's the only tall in the team, in the backline, sorry. And I can't believe what I'm seeing because Sydney play 3 big forwards. So I don't know what they're going to do there. Like, Leicester's going to have to play big or something. Bit of a bizarre one. They obviously back themselves in to win it up the ground, but I don't know. If it gets inside that Sydney forward line, I think Brisbane are in deep shit. So yeah, once Andrews is back, and because Draper's back now, I think ZZ goes out. So what's that? He'll play... Andrews misses 3 games, so he'll play 3. So you'll get like one price rise out of him. Oh no, 2. Yeah, 2 price rises. I can't justify it. Like, I'd rather, I think, just nail the captain's spot and know that I've got that there when I need it. Yeah, rather than just have that tiny bit of extra cash, which really, let's say in 2 price rises, what's he likely to make with the way he scores? Not a hell of a lot. I don't want to be wasting a trade on that little bit of money. If it bites me in the arse at the end of the season, like, so be it. But yeah, I'm got an eye on the now as well. I think you have to. Then the forward line, it's quite cookie cutter. I haven't seen too many forward lines that differ from this, except for I don't have Buderick. So I got Sheasel, Petrarca. Everyone's got them. Don't need to talk about them. And they haven't moved from my team. Petrarca I didn't have at the very start of pre-season, but he found his way into there real quick, especially once the Rao injury happened. Flanders at F3. He'll be fine. People are freaking out a bit about his round 0 game. Yeah, he didn't really touch the ball in the first quarter, but how many other players will ruck up 28 in 3 quarters after that? Like, he's just a pig. So keep in mind what he's priced at. If you're expecting him to come out and do what he did in 2024, I highly doubt that's going to happen. But given that he's priced under 400k, we don't need him to go that big. So I don't even know if he's going to be a keeper, but that's all right. He's going to make us enough money. You guessed it. Next up, we got the Pooh. If I could type his name in properly. So a little bit worried about him. I guess it depends on how you view him. I sort of thought, there's potential there that he might be kept a little bit longer, but I think I'm starting to just view him as a more expensive rookie, slightly more expensive. So 168k. If he scores 66, he's going to make the money, but it's going to be a bit of a slower burn, I think. There'll be weeks where he goes bigger, but there's probably going to be weeks where he goes smaller. He's a bit sporadic with his scoring, except for that. What was it at the end of 24 where he had that month where he went nuts? But yeah, outside of that, just a bit all over the place. But yeah, he'll be fine. He'll make money. Just what I'm trying to say is maybe temper expectations with him. Next up is Marshall. So he did find his way out of my team and then back in, then he was out. And even earlier today, he was out again. I thought I might be able to get Buderick if I got rid of him. And I could get Buderick if I got rid of Sharp and Marshall, and then bring in Murdoch for Sharp and Buderick for Marshall. But I didn't want to do it. I think Marshall will score okay. Originally, I was worried about it, that he'd have to play lockdown and stuff, but yeah, I reckon he'll be alright. They seem to want to go through him. If he can take some more kick-ins and stuff, that would be good. But yeah, I think he'll have good job security and stuff. When is it Zerk Thatcher? How long is he out for? I'm not even sure. Let me see. Yeah, so he's not currently in the team, but I just Googled it. I can't find any injury news on him that's from this year. Does anyone know what's going on with him? Because I think if he comes back into the team anytime soon, I think it's Radigalia that will make way. I think Marshall's pretty safe. Port have too many of those intercept types. They need that lockdown kind, and Alia's not going anywhere, obviously, so yeah, I think Radigalia is probably the most suspect one-on-one, so he's probably the one that will go. Probably basing that a bit on the fact that when I went to the Crows and Port practice game, Radigalia played in the twos as well, so probably a good sign for Marshall there. Then F6, I got Lombard. I think he'll do well against West Coast and beyond. He's shown he's not a bad scorer, and we know that this year the half forwards seem to be getting favoured a bit. He plays around there, so yeah, I think he's pretty bloody safe. He'll make us the money, whether it's fast or slow. I don't know. I think it's going to be on the fast side, so that's cool. You might remember in my last video, I said you kind of don't want all your rookies peaking in price at once, because you can't trade them all out. It's maximum of 2 a week or whatever you want to do. It's better if they're staggered, so just keep that in mind. Yeah, so you could probably guess the next one. Everyone has him. Devon Robertson should do fine. Probably bench him this week because they got such a hard matchup. I don't know. May change that one around. I'll have a look. We got till Sunday, I guess. Could be Marshall, could be Robertson. And then Toby Murray, so he came into my side a couple of weeks ago. He's still there. I think he'll do all right. If you look in the Fremantle practice game, he showed he can score. He only played it was under 60% game time, and he scored 55 or something Supercoach. So he can score. It's just going to come down to how much game time he gets. I think as long as McAndrew's the ruck and there's no Rob around, which it looks like is going to be the case, I think Murray will get a fair bit of ruck time, and probably more as the season wears on, if that's the two they're going to go with, and I think they will. They come up against, let's say, a team like Fremantle that have the 2 rucks and stuff. McAndrew's going to need more help. So, yeah, I think Murray's not a bad pick. Probably a bit of a slower burn, but I'm not overly happy with all the forward rookies. So, Murray seems like a pretty good fit. I think him and McAndrew are tethered together. So, if McAndrew's in the team, Murray's in the team. So, yeah, pretty good job security. Could be completely wrong too. Who knows with Matty Nix. And then finally for the flex, got McAndrew. So yeah, could have had him at R2, save some money, whatever. I just don't like the bailout if something goes wrong with that. And yeah, I'm still tipping the big boys to do it. I mean, Cherry and Gawn and Grundy, their scoring was just so far ahead of everyone last year. Even if there is a small drop-off, it's not going to be monumental. And surely both of them wouldn't drop off like that. I don't think Grundy will either. So yeah, that's about it. It went a little longer than I wanted to, but it's hard to justify the picks. Everyone knows that. But yeah, the 2 main things, as I said, I've tried to stick to my guns and not move too much around, not change much. I think I've achieved that, and it's bloody hard to fight those urges to tinker constantly and react around 0 and things like that. And yeah, the other main thing for me is I've been able to pay up for these top players, like in the ruck line and the Bont and that, because I'm happy with the rest of the field. So I hope it goes well, and I hope that your season goes well as well. It's good when everyone's doing well, because yeah, I know this game can really mess with people. Like if I have a terrible week in Supercoach, it'll piss me right off. It can ruin my whole week, and I know that's petty and stuff, but man, people are lying if they say they don't get into the game a lot. Like we put so many hours into researching it and stuff. if it all just falls in a heat real early, it's a horrible feeling. So yeah, I think that's all I've got. Good luck with tonight's game, the rest of the round and the season, and yeah, I hope to speak with you in the comments. So as always, thanks for watching.